Welcome, friends. We're back again. It's the Keyboard Kingpin, and we're talking about some rare Roland analog gear. What we have here are two mixers that I love, probably my favorite Roland mixers. They're Japanese-only releases. They never came out in the U.S. You barely see them anywhere around. I got these off of Reverb, both these units from one seller. I've never seen them anywhere else. You can find some pictures and stuff on the internet. You won't find any videos on YouTube. That's why we're here today. We're going to showcase both of these units. Very nice, sleek units. Go ahead and kick back. It's the Keyboard Kingpin. Let's get into this right now. Let's go. Alright guys, my two favorite Roland mixers released in Japan only. The Roland Amx-600 and of course the Roland AX-2400, both with sleek slide-out mixing control boxes. From what I can tell, these seem to be released as part of a makeshift karaoke PA system, as you can see from the Roland brochure. The System 1 being made up of the SA-1200 powered amplifier, the SEQ-315 EQ rack, the RDE-1800 digital echo, and the RP-2400 8-track player, which I've actually never seen anywhere out in the wild. Here's a little picture of it right here. Now, the Roland Amx-600 says Roland sound system on it, so it made me think it was from the late 70s, early 80s, with the classic RV-800 reverb, the PH-830 phaser rack, and the large letters RSS for Roland sound system on it. This was the early racks. The famous Roland racks and sought after second generation had the classic SD320 dimension chorus and that iconic SVC350 vocoder. And then there was also a SMX-880 line mixer, but the AMX-600 was basically also part of a makeshift PA system that was released in 1983 only after the first and second generation racks came out. I could not find any info really on the setup name. It's basically similar to the System 1 setup, also having a very rare, unique 8-track player. But let's go ahead and get into the actual units here. Go ahead and check out this B-roll of me opening the slider trays, which house a mini mixing console that pops out and can be hidden away when not in use. Here's a look. Here's a look at the inputs and output knobs, etc. on the back of the units. Both of these units are 10-channel mixers. The difference between the two is the AMX-600 has 3 effects, sends, returns, 2 on the front and 1 on the back, and the AX-2400 has 1 on the front and 1 on the back. Also, the AMX-600 comes equipped with mounting rack sides, and the AX-2400 does not. The AMX-600 has a very smooth polished faceplate, and the AX-2400 does not. The AMX-600 reminds me of a vintage kind of like Pioneer stereo receiver. The AX-2400 mixer was released from 1982 to 1983, but the AMX-600 was only released in 1983. Alright, now the slide-out mixing console controls your treble, bass, and effects return volume on the first 4 inputs. It also houses the volume knobs on all remaining channels like the 8-track player, the phono line, cassette line, auxiliary, etc., as well as the overall treble and bass knob shared for those channels. Go ahead and look at this little diagram Vintage Nagoya wrote up for me to see the translation here on the front. He's a good trusted seller from Japan. I'm currently building a vintage Roland rack effects unit setup right now, nicknamed Rolanda. The heart of Rolanda is of course the Amx-600 mixer. I recently made a beat using it and a Roland JX3P, a Roland SH101, a Roland TR606. All of these fed through various parts of Rolanda, and I'll get more into that later in another video of what Rolanda is made out of. But right now I'm going to go ahead and kick this all analog beat. If you want to keep on watching and hear the beat, go ahead and kick it and listen. If not, go ahead and like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Keyboard Kingpin. Alright guys, well there it is. The Roland AMX-600 audio mixer and the Roland AX-2400 audio mixer. Rare, Japanese release only. Won't find these in the US. Promise the price will be going up soon. Get it if you come across it in the wild. Leave a comment if you've seen one of these, if you have one of these, if you want one of these. Like and subscribe. Until I see you again, it's the Keyboard Kingpin. We out. Peace.